Welcome back, students. So today I am going to discuss or revise the chapter that is culture and socialization. And today we will discuss about the NCERT questions. Question is, compare two cultures with which you are familiar. You have to know about two types of cultures. It is difficult not to be ethnocentric. What do you think? This is the question. Now I am going to elaborate the answer. Students, please listen carefully. We are quite aware of Western, Eastern, particularly Indian and Western cultures. Basically, we are the Indians. We have a habit of imitating. We are imitating the cultures of the Western countries. Basically, their dress codes. Both the cultures are quite different from each other. Indian culture is based on agriculture and people are dependent on each other. But nowadays the scenario is quite different. Actually, we can write that this is a collectivistic society and emphasis on socialization. In collectivistic societies, the boundaries between self and the group are flexible and people can interfere in each other's life. Okay? In such types of societies varies from people to people and the various components are different. For example, human body is determined by natural elements and criteria of being intelligent is very comprehensive. For example, it requires cognitive, social, emotional and entrepreneurial competences. Okay, whereas Western cultures is technologically advanced and it is individualistic society. This is based on urbanization, schooling and child rearing practices. They emphasizes on individual liberty. They emphasizes more on individual's freedom, their emotions. Now you can write the boundaries between self and group are rigid. They believe that body is a fully functioning machine. Their criteria of being intelligent demand only the cognitive competences. Why? Because the cognitive development are the development of our mentality. Okay? Now I'm going to discuss about the next portions of the questions, that is, what does it mean? It means you are ethnocentric. First of all, I hope that all of you knows the definitions of ethnocentrism. On the basis of that, I am discussing that ethnocentrism refers to the use of our own ethnic group as basis for judgments about other ethnic group. What does it mean? Means our culture is the superior culture. Our culture will dominate to the other cultural groups people. That is known as the ethnocentrism. There is a tendency to view the beliefs, customs and behavior of our own group as normal and those of other ethnic group as strange or deviant. There is the implicit assumptions in all of this that one ethnic group is somehow superior. We are much better. I am much better than you. So ethnic group is somehow superior to others that we are judging it against. Ethnocentrism is a natural social process because we all affiliate our silver with a larger group. We have a habit. We can change our behavior and we can also demand or maintain a consistency in behavior and beliefs that majority is always right. We conform to the group norms. Gradually, we become conditions to the prevailing group norms in their in-group. We develop an in-group bias. But it is not difficult to reduce ethnocentrism, that is in-group bias. This can minimize opportunities of learning prejudices, changing negative attitudes, and de-emphasizing a narrow social identity based on the in-group and discouraging self-fulfilling capacity. I want to say that the positive attitudes, objectivity, and empathy, we can naturally reduce ethnocentrism. Understood, students? Now I can proceed. My next questions. My next question is, discuss two different approaches to studying cultural change. I have uploaded lots of videos and I have also taken Zoom class about the topic cultural changes. Again, I am revise it. Cultural changes in, first of all, religion, art, language, or literature in turn affect interest and faith, which in turn affect social relationships. Second things you can write that cultural change is primarily responsible for new discoveries, means new technologies, new inventions and change in cultural activities. Scope of cultural change is large. Cultural changes influence social change. Okay. Cultural changes can be categorized as natural changes and revolutionary changes. Next, you can write natural changes can bring absolute change in any society. Natural calamities like the earthquake, like the flood, famine, etc. may bring physical changes. Revolutionary changes bring quick changes in the values and economy of a particular place. These changes come due to political interference and significantly being changed in the society. For example, Islamic influence on Indian culture or Western influence on Indian culture due to invaders. Understood? Now, today I have discussed lots of questions in two videos. All the questions carrying 6 marks, or for your online exam it's 5 marks. Okay, so students, I am requesting to all of you, please listen the questions with answer and try to write the answer in your classwork copy. That's all for today. Thank you everyone.